Your life as a Viking thrall. You're 11 years old, chasing sheep across a cold hillside in Norway in the year 870, when the longships appear. At first they look like black scratches on the water. Then the screaming starts. Men with axes rush through your village like a storm of iron and fire. Your father grabs a spear. Your mother grabs you. Neither helps. By sunset, half the village is dead. The rest are tied together with rope, including you. A warrior with a braided beard inspects you the way a farmer inspects livestock. He checks your teeth, your arms, your back. Then he laughs and says you'll survive the voyage. Congratulations. That's the nicest thing anyone says to you for years. You aren't being adopted. You aren't being hired. You're becoming a thrall, a slave. The ship smells like salt, vomit, blood, and fear. Chains bite into your ankles as waves slam the hull. One old man dies before the second sunrise. Nobody stops rowing. Nobody cares. His body is tossed into the sea like rotten fish. You've heard stories about Viking warriors, brave explorers, legendary heroes. Sounds exciting, right? Wrong. You're learning the truth. The Viking world runs on slaves, and now you're one of them. Months pass. You're sold at a market across the sea. Buyers poke your ribs and inspect your hands. A wealthy landowner buys you for less silver than he paid for his horse. That's your value. Less than a horse. Your new home isn't a home. It's a farm. You wake before sunrise. You sleep after midnight. Every day is work. Chopping wood, hauling water, cleaning animal waste, digging frozen earth with bleeding hands. If you're lucky, your master ignores you. If you're unlucky, he notices you. One morning you're too slow carrying grain. A wooden staff cracks across your shoulders. The pain drops you into the mud. Everyone keeps working. Nobody looks at you. Helping a thrall can earn a beating too. You're learning another lesson. Pain is normal. A year passes. You're 12 now. Winter arrives like a monster. Snow buries the fields. Food grows scarce. The master's family eats meat. You eat thin porridge and stale bread. Sometimes not even that. One night, a young thrall steals cheese from storage. The next morning, he's tied to a post. The punishment lasts hours. Nobody steals again. You spend the winter wondering whether starvation or exhaustion will kill you first. Then spring arrives. You survive. Barely. At 20, you're traveling across the Viking world. You load cargo, guard warehouses, repair ships. The work is brutal, but different. For the first time, people pay attention to what you can do instead of what you are. You save silver whenever possible. Tiny amounts, pathetic amounts. But every coin matters, because some thralls buy freedom. Rarely, very rarely. But it happens. The dream keeps you moving. Then disaster strikes. A plague sweeps through the trading settlement. People collapse in streets. Shops close. Bodies pile up outside halls. The merchant dies within a week. His sons inherit everything, including you. Just like that, years of progress vanish. You're property again. At 22, you feel older than your age. Your back aches constantly. Scars cover your arms. Several teeth are missing. You've survived raids, beatings, hunger, disease, and winter. But survival has a price. You barely remember your mother's face. You barely remember your village. Sometimes you wonder whether those memories are real at all. Then opportunity appears one final time. A wealthy widow purchases several workers after the plague, including you. Unlike previous owners, she cares about profit more than cruelty. If you work well, you're rewarded. If you fail, you're punished. It's hardly kindness, but compared to your past, it feels like another world. Years pass. You become trusted. Not respected, not equal, but trusted. Eventually, she offers something impossible, a chance to purchase your freedom. The amount is enormous. Every coin you've saved disappears. Then more. You work for years to close the gap. Every day feels endless. But the goal finally comes into view. At 28, the widow places a document into your hands. You stare at it, unable to breathe. You're free. No chains, no owner, no price tag. Just freedom. The thing you've dreamed about since the longships appeared on that distant horizon. You walk away with nothing except scars and memories. But they're yours. For the first time in your life, you belong to yourself. Many thralls never get this chance. Most die as property. Some vanish during raids. Others disappear beneath winter snow. You survived all of it. The ships, the markets, the beatings, the hunger, the years. Your hair is streaked with gray far too early. Your body is broken, but you're free. And in a world built by kings, warriors, and raiders, that may be the greatest victory of all. So you survived one of the harshest lives in the Viking Age. But don't get comfortable. Click the next video and discover your life as a medieval executioner, where everyone fears you, nobody trusts you, and a single mistake could cost far more than your reputation. At 13, you've grown stronger, strong enough to do harder work. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happens. The master sends you into the forest with other thralls to cut timber. Trees crash around you, axes slip, people get crushed. A boy your age disappears beneath a falling trunk. By the time you reach him, there's nothing left to save. The overseer shrugs. Work continues. You're starting to understand your place in the world. If a cow dies, people complain. If a thrall dies, they replace him. One evening, strangers arrive at the farm. Traders, warriors, men with silver arm rings and scars across their faces. They need rowers for a raid. Your master volunteers you, not because he trusts you, because you're expendable. Congratulations, you're going raiding. The longship cuts through dark water. Your stomach twists as foreign shores appear. Then comes the attack. Villages burn. People run screaming. Axes rise and fall. You don't fight. You're ordered to carry supplies and drag captives back to the ship. A terrified child clings to his mother. A warrior separates them. You'll never forget the sound. For the first time, you realize something horrifying. The people being captured today are becoming what you already are. Thralls. At 15, you're back on the farm. Older, harder, more dangerous. The master notices. That's not good. Strong thralls can rebel. Strong thralls can escape. Strong thralls make owners nervous. One night you're accused of hiding tools. You didn't. Truth doesn't matter. The beating leaves you unable to stand. For days you crawl between chores. Nobody apologizes. Nobody explains. You simply learn another rule. A thrall is guilty whenever a master says so. Years blur together. Work. Pain. Winter. Work again. Then something changes. You're 17 when the master's eldest son dies from fever. The family falls into chaos. Inheritance disputes erupt. Brothers argue. Relatives whisper. For the first time, nobody is paying attention to the thralls. An older slave approaches you after dark. He has a plan. Escape. The idea sounds impossible. Then it starts sounding necessary. For weeks you gather food, hide supplies, watch patrols. Every heartbeat feels like thunder. If you're caught, you'll wish you had died on the ship years ago. The night arrives. You run. Through forests, across rivers, over frozen ground. Freedom is only a few miles away. Then dogs start barking. You hear shouting behind you. The hunt begins. One companion is captured before dawn. His screams echo through the trees. You never see him again. You keep running. By some miracle, you survive. But freedom isn't what you imagined. You're starving, cold, alone. Every village could betray you for a reward. Every stranger could sell you back into slavery. Months pass. You become a shadow moving through forests, a ghost living between worlds. Then a merchant catches you stealing food. You expect death. Instead, he offers a deal. Work for him. Not as a free man. Not exactly. But not as a chained farm slave either. You accept immediately. It's the closest thing to hope you've seen in years.